I'm sick of men telling me, oh, well, you know, you hardcore. Yes, I am. I am.
Can you handle it?
Oh, well, yeah. What you bringing to the table? I am the table.
Hey guys, my name is Madi and welcome back to Madi Speaks. Where do I begin, guys? Well, actually, let's start from somewhere. So, the unfunny comedian Leslie Jones has something to say to us. It is actually about marriage. Because for some reasons, individuals who have never ever experienced marriage in their whole lives usually have the most advice about marriage. Honestly, I don't know why that is. And also, I don't know why these people think that we should take their ignorant and inexperienced advice. But for the sake of first impressions, because of course her performance in that very first video was just unique. So for the sake of the uniqueness of that first impression, let's take a look at the wonderful advice she has for us single young people regarding marriage. Here we go.
I think marriage is legalized slavery.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Say more, because if I'm thinking about slavery and I'm thinking about marriage, there are two different images that come into my head.
Absolutely not. I don't know how you don't. A man is, especially if he's expecting you to be a trad wife, he might as well pull out a whip and a chain.
Wow. So there are young people watching who might be wanting to get married. What would you say to them?
Don't
get married.
No.
Okay.
Someone said that if you close your eyes and listen to her voice, you're gonna think that that was a man talking. Honestly, guys, I'm not here to throw jabs. I'm just here to have a meaningful conversation, guys. There is this thing about some black people that I find quite interesting. Everything about this type of black people is either racism or slavery. It doesn't matter what. For these people, you can provide the cure to cancer and they will tell you that that is more than slavery. You can offer them a world of good and they will accuse you of offering them slavery. So no matter what it is, they are always going to blame slavery or racism. And this woman is one of those black people. So this unfunny comedian says that marriage is slavery, and she is saying it in the context that the woman is the one enslaved in the marriage, according to her, especially if the woman is going to be a traditional wife, a trad wife, and she is advising young single people not to get married. Now, unfortunately, not everybody has common sense, and because of that, so many young people will believe her nonsense. Young, impressionable people who don't yet have the power of critical thinking would fall for this nonsense and listen to this destructive advice. And that is why it is imperative that somebody like me, a fellow young person, talk about these particular claims that she made and try to set straight the errors of her uneducated and ignorant, inexperienced advice. But before we even get into exposing how deeply incorrect her claims are, I just want to remind you that this is the same woman, the same person who have openly complained that nobody wants to wife her up. No man wants to wife her up. Take a listen.
I'm sick of men telling me, oh, well, you know, you hardcore. Yes, I am. I am.
Can you handle it?
Oh, well, what you bringing to the table? I am the table. Understand why you wouldn't want a woman like me. I am successful, I'm rich, I can fight.
There it is, the full picture. The woman who couldn't get the ring, but she is out here telling your kids that the ring is a shackle. The woman listing her resume like it is a Tinder bio is out here saying the whole institution of marriage is slavery. Classic. But let us quickly address her statement, guys. Now, I have never been married, okay? But I have seen enough marriages, my parents' marriage included, to know that marriage is one of the most fulfilling things that can make life worth living. If you find somebody who you would like to spend the rest of your life with, then please do not listen to unmarried wannabe men like Leslie Jones, because they will never tell you that slavery is a non-consensual, lifelong coercion with zero exit ramp. But marriage is a voluntary contract between two free adults. You pick the person, you say I do with full agency. Some people even decide to say I don't later if it goes south. It is called divorce. I don't sanction it, but some people do. And it is legalized in every civilized country. Leslie will never tell you that slaves didn't get to file paperwork and walk away with half the assets. Leslie's analogy is not just wrong, it is insulting to actual historical slavery. It is the kind of lazy hyperbole that cheapens real suffering while making her sound profound sitting on a couch. Mr. I mean, Mrs. Leslie would never tell her young fans, and I doubt she has any. I mean, how many young people are fawning over Leslie's comedy? Well, she would never tell them that not even trad wives are enslaved. The husband of so-called trad wives still has to go out and generate income to feed, pay bills, and generally provide for his home, while his trad wife stays home and manages the home. Nobody enslaves the other person. It is just teamwork. But of course, an unmarried, inexperienced person like Leslie Jones might never ever be aware of that. I, on the other hand, guys, I have paid close attention to my parents' marriage. So let me tell you this, okay? Unmarried people still have to work. Married people still have to work. The difference is this. If you are married, you get a built-in teammate instead of doing life solo. This is the part that Leslie conveniently ignored. The fact that if you are single, you pay 100% of your rent, 100% of your bills, 100% of emotional labor, 100% of who's taking the dog to the vet. But if you are married, you split it. Two incomes, two brains, two sets of hands. The boring statistics with actual numbers show that married people tend to build more wealth, live longer, and report higher happiness. Not because one of them is enslaved, but because partnership compounds effort. Leslie says that she is rich and successful and can fight. That is cool, but even rich single people still cook and clean and schedule their own doctors and stare at the ceiling wondering who they've got in their corner when the world gets heavy. And I'm not saying that marriage erases work, but at least it multiplies the payoff. You still grind, but now you have somebody that has your back, somebody who's going to help you do it, somebody who's going to watch your back while you grind. That is definitely not slavery, guys. That is simply leverage. And also, the I am the table energy versus the don't get married advice is peak hypocrisy. This woman just wants to be chosen. She just admitted it on national TV. She listed her stats like a job applicant. I am successful. I am rich. I'm a fighter. That is not being anti-marriage, Leslie. That is, why won't anybody marry me energy? And instead of wondering if maybe her vibe could be the problem, she is out here trying to talk an entire generation out of the very same thing she craves. She just proved that, indeed, misery loves company with a side of copium. Because if marriage is such legalized slavery, why is she auditioning for the position? Why the resentment that nobody has stamped property of on her successful, rich, can fight forehead? Now, don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not saying that every marriage works, okay? Some marriages are disasters. Some people should stay single, more power to them. I mean, it is their choice. But pretending that the whole institution of marriage is just legalized slavery just because nobody chose you is something that I will never ever stand for. So, Leslie, if you are watching, or if one of your young fans, which I doubt exists, is going to forward this to you, stop telling kids to nuke their future because your table is still empty. The data, the stories, the lived reality of millions of happily married couples like my parents say otherwise. Marriage is not slavery. It is the cheat code for doing life hard mode with your ride or die. And I know that you are obsessed with slavery. I know that you want to be a victim so bad, but please, not everybody in this world is slavery. And to the young ones who are actually watching, please do not listen to the unmarried comedian enraged that nobody picked her. Listen to the couples who chose each other, who stuck it out, and built something bigger than themselves. Marriage is not perfect, but it is going to be the best deal going. As always, guys, these are my thoughts and my opinions. Please feel free to share yours in the comment section below, but do so respectfully. Also, if you're not yet subscribed to this channel, honestly, I don't know what you're waiting for. Subscribe to the channel, like and share this video to keep people informed, and consider joining my membership or supporting the channel in any way that you can. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to catch you on the next one. For now, peace.